Welcome to In Our Words, a weekly segment of LNP's opinion section that highlights some of the week's most thought-provoking issues. The following are the opinions of the LNP editorial board and not the news department. Penn State gets it wrong again. On September 17th, Penn State University plans to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Joe Paterno's first football game as head coach when the Nittany Lions host the Temple Owls. Paterno was fired in November 2011 by the university's Board of Trustees after his former defensive coordinator, Jerry Sandusky, was arrested for child sexual abuse. If ever Penn State was going to celebrate the legacy of Joe Paterno, now is not the time. It's far too soon. Paterno, by his own admission, could have done more when a graduate assistant coach reported seeing Sandusky molesting a child in a shower. Paterno, in fact, did the bare minimum. Honoring Paterno at a time when a criminal trial is still pending for Penn State administrators who are charged with failing to report sexual abuse is not only extraordinarily bad timing, but it shows an insensitivity to Sandusky's victims. There might very well be a time to honor Joe Paterno and his legacy at Penn State. That time is not now. If you are among the growing number of parents who balk at vaccinations for your children, you might have a difficult time finding a pediatrician. Some Lancaster County physicians are refusing to care for families with unvaccinated children, citing the risk to other patients, particularly infants too young to be vaccinated. This policy has been endorsed by the American Academy of Pediatrics. We believe it is well within a physician's right to dismiss a family from his or her practice because parents choose not to vaccinate. Why? Because unvaccinated children put others at risk. There simply isn't any scientific evidence to support claims that vaccinations place children at greater risk of autism or other medical conditions. The real danger lies in failing to vaccinate. And there is evidence of the consequences of the anti-vaccine movement. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there were some 11,000 whooping cough cases in the U.S. in the past year. That's an increase of more than 2,000 from the previous year and the highest count recorded in 30 years. Dr. Stephen Aronoff, chairman of the Department of Pediatrics at Temple University School of Medicine, said he sees, quote, a large number of children above 6 months with the disease, a sign of decreased acceptance of the vaccine by parents, end of quote. Refusing to vaccinate is misguided, and it poses an increased risk to the rest of us. Finally, a cautionary tale about what happens when parents don't teach their children to resolve their own conflicts. You might have heard about the spat between two roommates at Penn State, and no, we're not picking on Penn State, it just happens to be the backdrop for this story. A spat that ended up, in all places, federal court. Something about the dumping of a colander filled with pasta on one bed by one roommate and the alleged parental coddling of another. A lawsuit was filed. Lawyers were involved. A judge was selected. The alleged victim, and there are quotes around the word victim, was seeking damages for emotional distress. But alas, this case was settled, not by skilled attorneys who spent hours negotiating a settlement or by the decision of jurors who listened intently to compelling testimony. No, the suit was dropped when the girls hugged and made up. If only we had grounds to sue them for emotional distress and for wasting everyone's time. That will do it for In Our Words this week. If you have an opinion you would like to share with us, you can email us at lancasterletters@lnpnews.com. You can also see what we think in the opinion section at lancasteronline.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Rich Maneri. See you next time.